Today we're going to continue on with functions. We're going to learn two things in this video. The first thing we're going to learn is basic operations with functions, and then we're going to go on to compositions. Take a moment right now, pause the video, copy all the directions in the first two examples, and then come back and be ready to go. Alright, with basic operations with functions, what we're doing is the operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division can be performed on functions just as they are done in arithmetic. Which means you can take functions, add them together, subtract them, multiply them, and divide them. So, if f of x is defined as f of x equals x plus 2 and g of x equals x squared minus 4, find the following. They want us to take f plus g of x, which means they want us to take the function f of x and add it to the function g of x. Okay, f of x is x plus 2, and we're going to add that to g of x, which is x squared minus 4. All right, let's see if we can combine any like terms. I have x squared plus x minus 2. There's no one else I can put together, so my answer for adding f of x to g of x is x squared plus x minus 2. All right, let's take a look at number 2. Instead of adding the functions, they want us to subtract them. They want us to go f of x take away g of x. All right, f of x is x plus 2 minus g of x is x squared minus 4. But because I'm subtracting more than one thing, I'm going to use a set of parentheses. I'm going to multiply through by that negative 1 to do the additive inverse and get x plus 2 minus x squared plus 4. Now I'm going to combine like terms. I get negative x squared plus x plus 6. I have no other like terms to combine, so that's my answer when I add the two functions. All right, let's go on and see what else we have to do. For number 3, they want us to multiply those functions. Okay, please remember f of x is x plus 2 and g of x is x squared minus 4. So they want us to multiply them together. So f of x again is x plus 2 times g of x, which is x squared minus 4. I'm multiplying a binomial times a binomial, so I'm going to have to do FOIL. First, outer, inner, last combined like terms. And I will end up with x times x squared is x cubed. X times a negative 4 is a negative 4x. 2 times x squared is a positive 2x squared. And positive 2 times a negative 4 is a negative 8. All right, I'm going to see if I have any like terms to combine. Let's see here. I have x cubed plus 2x squared minus 4x minus 8. I actually didn't have any like terms to combine, but what I did is rewrote it in descending order of exponents. So the largest exponent comes first, because that's how you would see it in any problem on the exam for multiple choice. So that's my final answer. All right, let's take a look at number 4. They want me to take g of x and divide it by f of x. So g of x is x squared minus 4. And f of x is x plus 2. Well, let's see. Oh, I can factor the top. It's dots. It's x plus 2 times x minus 2. I can't do anything to the denominator, but I can cancel an x plus 2 for an x plus 2. So my final answer comes out to be x minus 2. So the division of g of x divided by f of x is x minus 2. So that takes care of operations with functions. Now we're going to move on to compositions. Compositions. Notation is f of a little open circle g of x or f of g of x using parentheses. The result obtained from performing the operation of one function is then used as the domain value in the second function, which means you need one answer to get the other. Let's go back and look at that notation. F of g of x, or f of g of x. Either way you look at it, as I say it, f of g of x. In order to find f of g of x, you got to know g of x first. So, f of g of x, or f of g of x, can be written or can be read as, just like I'm saying it, f of g of x. Either way it's written, that's how you would state it. Or f following g of x is another way to say it, but most of the time we will read it as f of g of x. You must work from right to left, okay? So basically, if it looks like f of g of x, you're going to do g of x first and then find f of that answer. All right, that's a mouthful. Take a moment and pause the video, copy the directions down, and then come back, and we'll go over a couple things and start into our examples. All right, so let's take a look at number 1. It says if f of x is defined as f of x equals x plus 2 and g of x is defined as x squared minus 4, find the following. They want me to find for letter A, f of g of 3. Well, now think about it. In order for me to find f of what g of 3 is, I need to find g of 3 first. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm really working right to left. I'm going to do g of 3 first. So g of 3 will be 3 squared minus 4. 3 squared is 9, minus 4 is 5. So g of 3 is 5. So I need to find f of g of 3. Well, g of 3 is 5, so I'm now going to find f of 5. Because basically, 5 is g of 3. So now I'm going to plug 5 into f of x and get 5 plus 2, which is 7. So basically what you're doing is you're plugging in the first one to get the second one. So you need one answer to get your final answer. And in this case, 7 is my final answer. All right, let's move on to letter B. G of f of 3. So we work right to left, so we're going to find f of 3 first. F of 3 is going to be 3 plus 2, which is 5. Now that I know f of 3 is 5, I'm going to find g of 5. G of 5 will be 5 squared minus 4, which comes out to be 21. So g of f of 3 is 21. So I need the first answer to get the final answer. Okay, let's go on to a couple more examples. Number 2, h of x is x squared and r of x is x plus 3. Find h of r of 3. Remember, we work right to left. So we're going to find r of negative 8 first. So we're going to plug negative 8 into the x of r of x and get negative 8 plus 3, which comes out to be negative 5. Now that we know r of negative 5, r of negative 8 is negative 5, we're now going to find h of that answer. So h of negative 5 is going to be negative 5 squared, which is positive 25. So my final answer is 25. So h of r of negative 8 is 25. Okay, let's look on at number 3. If f of x is 2x minus 5 and g of x is 4x, find f of g of x and then g of f of x. Okay, let's do one at a time, nice and slowly, so that we make sure we don't make a mistake. All right, the first one we're going to find is f of g of x. All right, now you're going to say, well, wait a minute, there's no number there. No, there is no number there. So basically they want us to find first g of x. Well, basically they want you to put in x for x, so it's not going to change, so g of x is 4x. Now that I know what g of x is, I've got to find f of g of x. So now I'm going to find f of that answer, which is 4x. So everywhere I see an x and f of x, I'm going to put in a 4x. So I'm going to have 2 times 4x minus 5, which gives me 8x minus 5. So f of g of x is 8x minus 5. So what did we do in this case? We basically plugged g of x into f of x. All right, so now let's go on and try another one. Let's go and do g of f of x. So remember, you work right to left. So we're going to start off with f of x. Well, f of x is nothing more than 2x minus 5. Now that we know what f of x is, we've got to find g of f of x. So we're going to find g of 2x minus 5. So we're going to plug in 2x minus 5 to the x of g of x. So we have 4 times 2x minus 5. We're going to do distributive property and get 8x minus 20. So g of f of x is 8x minus 20. So we basically plugged f of x into g of x. So again, when you do a composition, you work right to left. And you need one answer to get your final answer. We'll go over this more in class tomorrow. Please come to class with any questions that you have.